Welcome back to the Otaku Network podcast. My name is Steve.
And I'm David.
And we are into week 12, the final week of the spring 2026 anime season. And before we get into Kiro Fan Club, I'll just drop a warning that, we're going to talk about suicide and self-harm. Figure we'll follow suit just like this episode of the anime did, at least for High Dive's broadcast of it. So the jig is up. Everybody knows that Kirio is in a real tough spot at this point. And the bulk of the episode is them confronting Kirio as he's potentially about to end his life on the top of the school. Everybody pleads with him. Momose and Satsuki show up. Manda's already there trying to enact his crazy looking at the moon upside down and saying the reverse of the thing you really want to help Kirio and his friends. And they plead with him. And when in a nudging from Nami, Aimi finally confesses to Kirio and just lays it all out there. Not to be undone, though, when Seira shows up with her caustic fandom to try to save the thing she loves the most, bringing a school band in the process.
Well, one of them is the boss of the restaurant.
Was it?
Yes.
I did not pick up on that.
That's why he called him Dragon Kirio.
So... Seira's boss at the restaurant and two other dudes, one of them playing, if I remember correctly, he was playing a cajon. They did a rendition of the Licky Licky love song that Aimi and Nami had wrote in episode 2. And boy howdy, did it move everybody in some way or other.
Made Kirio laugh.
They finally broke through to Kirio and all of the weirdness that he had been experiencing since the course of the series started to click into place about the fact that he is a stalker, that he has two stalkers to an extent. And they win. They're victorious in saving Kirio and keeping him from thinking that he doesn't deserve to be happy
or alive
and to continue his existence. And we see the really quick flash to them graduating high school, and Kirio and Aimi seem to be having a good time together. And that's kind of the end of the story.
Beautiful story.
It was interesting. 100%. It ended up being pretty good. Very unexpected as to what was happening.
I adored this whole show.
The biggest part of it is truly the friendship between Aimi and Nami.
I also like that Satsuki was, while Momose was like, you were hiding all this from me, and Satsuki, I love you, Momose.
Perfect opportunity, and blurted it out that she liked Momose.
And he's just like, what?
Left field, hello. Put a pin in that. We'll come back to that after we save our friend.
Well, it was left field for
everybody.
Pretty much just him.
Yeah, fair.
Because the girls knew that.
Yeah, they knew. They could pick.
And then
Seira was, she knew everything.
Yeah. So it was pretty much just Momose and maybe Kirio, but
Kirio, because he probably just wasn't even paying attention to it.
Right.
To any respect.
Within his self-loathing. It was beautiful. I loved it. Really went from being hey, this is going to be wacky and silly to, you're going to probably cry at the end of this.
Yeah, it did become a heartfelt story.
Why do all your picks, even when you're trying to be like, this is going to be a funny pick, make me cry?
I'm just good like that.
Journal with Witch made me cry last season. This made me cry at the end. Pick a lighthearted rom-com. Jesus.
Yeah, I need to. I think we've delayed it long enough. Let's put Rooster Fighter to rest.
Well, just one final reminder. If you're ever feeling thoughts of self-harm or suicide, we have posted the national awareness number for suicide prevention. So again, you matter, you're important. And if you're feeling like you don't, please call and go get some help. We love you. Now, something that doesn't love us, Rooster Fighter. This week finishes the fight. KG goes Super Saiyan stupid. Super Chicken stupid. The demon mama is like, yes, he's awakened his evil spirit for KG, and zero explanation as to what that means. They fight, they win. He gets sad backstory. Keisuke and KG's dad gets saved. Pyoko somehow miraculously fine.
Yeah, no harm, no foul.
No harm, no hole, even though
there was hole. And then possession.
Yeah.
Which unexplained.
Zero explanation. Probably will never get explanation unless you go read the manga. So if you guys want to know the rest of the story, go read the manga, but don't hurt yourself. And roll credits. They're leaving off on a cliff, and we'll get them next time, gang.
Oh, well, yeah, they found out that the White Devil is the one pulling the strings of this whole operation.
Yeah.
We're
probably never going to get a second season.
I don't think they're planning on getting a second season because it pretty much said the end at the end of the episode.
Yeah. There's likely zero chance we're getting a second season.
This was a super sad, not sad as in like crying, but like waste of time.
Yeah.
Just
no resolution.
Unbridled commercial for the manga, which I'm not the target audience for this advertisement because I don't do shonen battle.
Yeah, like, good for them for paying for an entire 12 episode commercial for their manga.
Yeah, this was really little more than a commercial for the manga.
That manga must be selling really well if they can afford a whole season long commercial. Who knows? It's just, we know that we're no longer getting any Rooster Fighter.
And we're kind of happy, I think.
Yeah, we can finally put the nail in the coffin of this anime that we thought was going to be a nice breath of like
just a
satire.
Fun satire
into the shonen genre, and it did the One Punch Man thing.
You know what though? At least it had the respect to not keep dragging it out unnecessarily like One Punch Man did.
Yeah.
Because I hated it in season 2, and then pretty much everybody else hated it in season 3, and hopefully they're done attempting that.
Oh. But yeah, it's over. We're done.
Yeah, thank God.
We never have to go back to that.
No.
But that's also the same thing we said about Remonster, and that's getting another season.
Unless something changes, we're not getting a season 2 of Rooster Fighter. All right, so maybe a rule of thumb, if the anime is also being produced by Cartoon Network, just skip it perhaps?
Let's talk about something that gives us hope for the fact, and as of right now, there is the announced second season of Demons of the Shadow Realm. We got a pretty interesting episode. We get a lot of movement. So we open with the Scooby Gang at Dara's apartment, and they're kind of deciding what they're going to tackle. Are they going to look for Dara's father? Are they going to look for Yuru's parents? Or are they going to go talk to Yuru's grandparents? And in the meantime, while they're doing this whole like back and forth deciding thing, we cut to the Kagomores, who two important things happen with the Kagomore clan factions. We figure that Asuma is probably a villain as he goes and visits his shark-toothed uncle who wants to kidnap the twins.
Or at least one of them.
One of them, yes.
He's very Yakuza coded.
Who has also employed a totally not Toji from...
Bro looks like Toji from Jujutsu Kaisen.
From JJK. And then in the meantime, or after he comes back, we get this update where Asa is contacted by her grandmother, supposedly. She acts all happy, talks, and then as she gets off the phone, she says the same thing every single time. Blah, 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 I can't go see her. To which we get revealed some horrifying demons. I do not like their design.
They're essentially spiders with faces on their back. I think that is something from traditional Japanese folklore. I've seen similar things in other anime over the years.
I've seen that. I've seen the first face in other places.
Asa and Yuru's grandmother is, possessed. Or at least that portion of that representation of it is just a puppet by malevolent demons who are trying to lure one or both of the twins to Okinawa.
And then we get a canonical age for Jin and Azuma. They're both about 19 in their mid.
You mean Gabby and Asa?
Well, no, we also get Jin and Azuma. They talked about how a 19-year-old and a 40-something-year-old man were killed, and that Jin and Azuma can use those as disguises. Then he said, too bad a 19-year-old woman wasn't killed. That would fit Gabby.
Yeah.
And too bad there's never a 16-year-old girl with no connections.
Because they could use that for Asa.
So we learn that Gabby and Jin are roughly the same age.
Yeah.
And so we get some updates about like the ages and the relationships of these people. And then we get a destruction of Higamori. Well, Dara goes and talks to the shaman of East Village and is basically like, looking for my dad. There was an attack on Higashi Village. Be careful the next time you go there. Dude says he was accosted by a pervert who we know is the Toji clone. And the shaman completely ignores any semblance of care or caution, goes to the village, helps out the villagers, and then unleashes all hell upon East Village.
Yeah, as the Toji clone climbs out of him.
Yeah, a la Aliens. And yeah, we get left with a pretty decent cliffhanger for
the episode
leading into the next cour.
There will not be an episode of the main podcast next week. If episode 13 does come out next week, when we roll into the first episode for summer, we'll just talk about episodes 13 and 14 in one crack. So we'll pick up next season. It was okay. I'm glad that it started to move a little bit more forward. It introduced a number of new personalities and concepts into the story. So now it's up to, do we go to Okinawa?
Is it we go to Okinawa, or do we go and hunt down Dara's father?
Though something is going to tell me that the attack on the Higashi village is going to...
It's not done yet.
Is going to become known.
Yeah, it's also not done yet.
It may alter the plans.
Maybe.
We'll find out.
Because Higashi village attack is not done
Oh yeah,
yet.
no, it's just started. Begin the season with the attack on Higashi village, and us are ending the season with the attack on Higashi village. The villagers can't take a break. What did they do? Oh, right.
Which is funny because they'll also be starting next season with an attack
on Higashi village. They probably deserve it to some regard.
I mean, we watched the episode together today, and our first utterances were, "Man, this village can't catch a break." Like, damn, and that poor girl, the poor PTSD'd,
the one who witnessed her mother get decapitated in the first episode. Yeah. We see her getting rubella and measles vaccines, I think, from the handler that Tadera was working with. I wonder if that guy's demon swords are weird. I'm interested to see the explanation of those, to see what actually happened that he was able to just open up a subspace hole into the dude and hide in there until the most opportune moment.
How long did he wait in there?
I think it was a couple days, probably.
He was hiding inside a man for like 3 days.
Just a little pocket realm inside of the dude's body.
Where did he pee?
I mean, we don't know what he has in his pocket realm. It could be very much like the Tadera house.
Not fair.
Just this closed space kind of demon curse thing. JJK very much? Come on now.
Shush.
Ugh.
Shush.
All right. Kirio Fan Club was very
It was the breakaway hit of the season.
It ended up being a series that was not at all what I expected. And that was not a bad thing. It would have been cool if it had maintained what I wanted it to be, hopefully. Something like Asobi Asobase. We need something that insane again. It's been a long time. My friend Nokotan failed to be that funny. But yeah, I liked the portrayal of real struggle and just the problem with adolescence and how screwed up you can be just trying to figure out your own place within the world that's changing very rapidly around you due to your own growth and development. No, it was good. I liked it. Rooster Fighter sadly became the joke that it was making.
You either die a satirical joke or become the villain that you were making fun of along the way. And Rooster Fighter did it.
Yeah. It started out promising. You knuckle down and you're like, that's right, this is a satire. And then eventually that satire sheen.
Yeah, the satire is lost upon itself.
Faded away, and then it just told this ridiculous story. And it was bad, sadly.
Yeah, incredibly bad.
I don't know. I think
I think we're on the up and up with Shadows.
I'm not convinced yet that Shadows is going to be worth it in the end. I'm hoping it will, but I don't know. I will give Kirio Fan Club a B. It was fine. It did all right. It was a really small world. It really only focused on about 6 characters. It was ridiculous at times, but beyond the world of believableness. The strongest part of it was the relationship between Aimi and Nami, which we never got anything with. Like it never really developed at all. It never went anywhere differently. But it was a really fun relationship to ingest. And Nami, to the point of how the show exists, is too afraid of destroying her friendship by truly telling Aimi her feelings. And I think that's a detriment to the story.
Fair.
Kirio is really a doorknob of a character.
He is a doorknob.
I mean, his whole internalized problem was the background catalyst for the entire story, but he himself is not a good character. He's a terrible character who has a poop fetish, like something fierce. Him and Aimi are made for each other.
Yeah.
What grade would you give it?
They'll have many poop.
Scatological enjoyment?
Well, and scatologically inclined children. I will give it a B+. I wasn't super excited about the whole crazy, it's a different crazy episode every week.
Sure.
And then it turned into this actual meaningful story, and I was like, I'm in. I'm here for this. I think I would have gotten bored with just craziness every week.
With insanity?
Yeah.
You should watch Asobi Asobase one of these days. It's it's fun.
Potentially. I have a billion things that I need to watch.
100%. That's kind of low on the poll. Rooster Fighter. Do we rate it lower than Remonster?
We give it Remonster like an F.
We both gave Remonster a D+.
You know, I think we gave Remonster a D+ because it delivered what was promised.
Yeah.
So I think we can confidently give Rooster Fighter lower than Remonster because it didn't deliver what was promised. It failed to deliver satire.
So what are you going to give Rooster Fighter?
Giving that thing an F.
I'm going to give it an F as well, because ultimately it just ended up being an advertisement, and I feel cheated.
Me too.
Feel absolutely lied to and cheated.
It failed to deliver anything substantial, and it made no headway whatsoever towards actually being a satire like was initially suggested in the first several episodes.
Rooster Fighter is just a failing all around, I feel.
Yeah, it's just a commercial.
Yeah, it was bad. And a poorly designed, poorly produced commercial at that. The artwork was terrible, let's not lie.
All right, last but not least, Demons of the Shadow Realm.
Demons of the Shadow Realm. I'm going to give it a B- for right now.
I'm also going to give it a B-
Okay.
for to be continued.
It's really not ingratiated itself to me yet.
That's also the problem with series is that their first season is 2 cours long. They think they can just get away with like
dragging the story out.
Dragging the story or like parts of things that don't really need to be that long.
The first 2 episodes were really strong, really engaging. And then it just...
It was only the Kagomori stuff that was really the weakest part, and then it picked up again.
To an extent. Yeah, a little... Legs and Arms, that wasn't that good either.
It was entertaining, though.
It was a terrible battle.
It was entertaining. For someone that's okay with shonen.
If all it took was a sniper shot to the neck, why didn't he do that the first time? Instead of shooting out their eyes, dragging out the battle unnecessarily.
Because fight's gotta fight.
I guess. It was pointless.
You don't watch fucking shonen enough. Fight's gotta fight, bro.
I've watched plenty of shonen.
Fight's gotta fight.
Expect more from a story that's actually supposed to be telling a story, not just setting up situations where people are fighting each other for vague reasons.
Fight's gotta fight.
All right, so that's it for the spring season. And we're going to be taking next week off, as we said before. We'll be kicking right back into it with week 1 of the summer anime season. So we are going to continue watching Demons of the Shadow Realm. That will be our joint pick. David, what's your pick for the season?
Sparks of Tomorrow. It is an anime set in 1910 Japan. It will follow 15-year-old Inako Momokawa, who lives in the Fushimi area of Kyoto and is the second daughter of a sake brewer. She meets a freewheeling young man named Kihachi Sakamoto, who challenges the ancient Meiji-era beliefs of the time. And it is a steampunk show, so it is an alternate reality. However, we will see a lot of the like Meiji-era Japan before it switches over to the more modern electrical era.
The early 1900s is still the Meiji era.
It seems interesting. Seems fun. Done by Kyoto Animation.
The artwork is beautiful. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, honestly.
Artwork is beautiful. I think it's going to be a fun show.
And my pick is going to be Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
So Science Saru is rebooting, or not rebooting, but taking a crack at the storied cyberpunk franchise. And from everything that we've seen from the trailers, it looks like it's going to be the most faithful rendition of the manga that we've ever had. I'm really excited to get the weirdness that truly exists within the manga for Ghost in the Shell. And I don't know, Science Saru can do no wrong in my mind, so I'm super excited. And what's fun?
Till he lets you down.
David has never seen anything Ghost in the Shell.
Nope.
So we're in for a ride.
Should we also tell them what we're doing for Anime Plus? We're doing a new series of Anime Plus, seeing that we're about to end Haruhi.
Yeah, next week is the final episode of the Haruhi Anime Plus, where we are going to crack into the movie, The Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya. So next season...
We're going to be analyzing all of the non-filler arcs of One Piece, the timeless classic by Eiichiro Oda. We will be starting at the beginning, talking about the East Blue, and we'll go all the way to Marineford.
Yeah, so we're going to do 13 weeks, each week discussing a different arc.
We might do a little juggling,
little combining,
just to make sure it's a nice, clean 13 weeks. But
yeah, we're gonna talk about it up to the time skip.
So all the way to the end of Marineford, and then who knows? Maybe once Steve and I have caught up to One Piece, we'll do the other like 15 arcs.
Yeah, we'll get to it at some point. All right. Well, thanks for listening. Let us know what you've thought of these shows and what your favorite show of the season was. Again, next week we're taking a break, but don't forget to check out the final episode of the Haruhi Suzumiya Anime Plus, and we'll see you back here in 2 weeks with a brand new crop, minus Demons of the Shadow Realm, of things to talk about.
Hell yeah.
See you then.